So we are revisiting Peace, the bonsai, a week after it's restyled. So Chris is the head gardener who has been taking care of this tree for 18 years, and he has been hand watering it. And he told me some information that it's had me worried a little bit. So this tree has not been repotted for the last 18 years, and the soil is showing signs of loss of percolation, which means when you water, the water just run off the pot without draining through. So so that's a problem. So but I think after 18 years it has stand in this pot. I think it can wait a year. So you cannot keep trees in container for all their lives. For several reasons. Normally we cannot do that for several reasons. First is the soil gradually lost its capability to drain, and also soil may turn more and more basic over time, because the water we use to water the trees are probably more basic, and the conifers especially, they like more a slightly acidic soil, and if it turns too basic, the tree will have difficulty taking up nutrition. Also, as the tree, the root growth, it start to circle around the pot, and over time it strangle itself, and so after 18 years the soil are probably becoming so compact that there are very few air that can diffuse into the roots, and it's also not very healthy for the root growth. So in bonsai, people has figured out a way to keep plants in pot for hundreds of years. That's by every several years. For conifer, maybe every 5 years. For deciduous tree, maybe every 2 to 3 years. They take the tree out of the pot and they get rid of the old soil, and they comb the roots radially, and they prune the roots so that the roots are always a little bit smaller than the pot, and the tree can always have space to grow. And in that way, we are able to keep the tree in pot forever. So it's very I'm not sure how we are going to do a repotting for this tree, because it's so big. It probably weighs several hundred tons, and to do a full repot, we may need to hire a crane to get the tree out of the pot. we are probably not going to be able to do that unless one day if we got the resource to do it. So Chris has offered a way that he can like cut out some of the soil and cut out some of the soil and replace the old soil that way. Just but we are not going to do it this year because this year we've already styled it. We cannot repot and style in the same year, or it may jeopardize the health of the tree. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try to poke some hole in the soil just like that and see if we can help the drainage a little bit. I think it's possible. And also we are going to fertilize the tree today. Just by poking some holes in the soil, it's going to help the water to get into the soil a little bit. And also Chris also informed me that in the 18 years these trees has been potted here, it had never been fertilized. So simply by absorbing the nutrition that's originally in the compost, the tree is going to able to grow so well. For bonsai, because we do a lot of work on the tree, we want, in fact, a lot of growth to compensate for those work. So I'm going to fertilize it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some beneficial fungus and bacteria in this tea bag I have, and then I'm going to several times.
And also the steps.
These are organic fertilizers. And the problem, the good thing about organic is it's mild, and it also not just fertilize the tree, but it also helps the growth of beneficial bacteria and fungus in the soil. But the shortcoming of organic fertilizer is that the debris of the fertilizer can over time clog the soil. And also it only released into the soil when it's warm, relatively warm, and it's raining, or when you're fertilizing. If it's not warm enough, the bacteria are not going to break down the fertilizer, and it's not going to get released. And if it's not raining, or if you're not watering it, it's not going to get into the soil. So I simply put it in a tea bag. This way, the debris, we can collect the debris afterward, and it's not going to clog the soil. And also, a lot of times, animal loves to collect these fertilizers. They smells like food to animals. So when we put it in a tea bag, and I'm pinning it down into the soil, this way probably it's not going to get taken by small animal. Large animal like squirrel is still going to be able to take it. So I'm just going to do this all around the tree, and hopefully this is going to accelerate the growth. I also gave some fertilizers to Chris, and some good fertilizers like fish emulsion, which is an organic liquid fertilizer, which you can add into the water you give to the tree, and also inorganic fertilizer, which contain a lot of micronutrients that the organic fertilizer may not contain. And hopefully, normally when you fertilize, the way you fertilize, you fertilize always in low concentration, and fertilize often. For example, if the label of the fertilizer say maybe 1 spoon per gallon of water, it's no harm to do it in half a spoon per gallon of water, but fertilize twice as often as what the label said. So fertilize in low concentration and high frequency. That's the way we fertilize bonsai. But this is a huge tree and huge pot, and it has not been fertilized for 18 years. So I'm going to put a lot of these bags around the pot, and hopefully it help it grow. Okay, so this is this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.